So maybe a little.
You aren't supposed to say that.
When you see me moving, I want you to surrender. Your eyes on me, your eyes on me. Check it, wewe nimekucheki, yeah.
Skirmishers on the beat.
Just like another song, but I have a different story. Boy child told me that I am his one and only. Show me your love. I see you wanna spend some time asking, am I free tonight? You wanna blow my mind 1,000 times, taking me to higher heights. But baby, I ain't got much time. I'm working late again tonight. I'll try and make it up, I swear, but in the meantime, maybe you can call me and say, baby. Maybe you can call me and say, pretty lady. Baby, can I hold you tonight? 'Cause I want you tonight. Situkutane, situjuane, start a flame, burn it up. Situkutane, situjuane, we can do this all night. Situkutane, situjuane, start a flame, burn it up. Situkutane, situjuane. Baby, you have me. Oh, pretending I'm the only one. Pretending I'm the only one. I had to surrender all the other ones. That you're a pretender, pretending I'm the only one. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. You're such a liar. You are a liar. A lying storyteller. Listen, you are a liar. A lying storyteller. Weni muongo, ulisema tanipenda hadi mwisho sitolia. You will love me till the end of the earth, and I was the star. Every day you played me so well. Kunicheza kishairi, a beautiful story. It is all for your glory. Oh, you said I'm the only one for you. Na ukasema unanipenda. Nashindwa ni vipi? Ni nini nilikosea? Benji, you were a liar. Ni saa 2 usiku hujanipigia. Mara ngapi nitangoja nishajiprepare. Pesa ya Uber iwapi mpenzi, si unitumie. My heels are so high siwezi tembea. Makeup on flick, check. Dressed to kill, check. Ready to murder. Makeup on flick, check. Dressed to kill, check. Ready to murder. I'm a slay queen. Niko ready kudunda, to happen, I'm ready to party. Kudunda, to happen, Niko ready kudunda, to happen, I'm vipodozi mara shingo zipige pasi, rafiki uwapi twende tujivinjari, vipodozi mara shingo zipige pasi, twende kazi. Hey. When I move you move, when I groove you groove, when I move you move.
Hi guys, my name is Swiga. My introduction, I wanted to say, obviously I'm a woman, but apparently there are people who have feelings about that. But yes, I am a woman, first and foremost. I am an artist. I am a live performing artist, a singer-songwriter. I love performing live. And yes, it's a passion that I've been pursuing for a while now. And other than that, another thing I do is my professional background is I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I can't believe I'm saying this. I just remembered, this is really crazy to say this because it's always been a dream and I never thought I'd do it. But yeah, I want to be a lawyer. I remember it very vividly actually. We were in church, it was a Sunday. And then the person who was doing the Sunday school thing said, what do you guys want to do when you grow up? And everyone was like, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a doctor. And then there was, I want to be a lawyer, one or two of them. But then I was like, there's no way I'd be a doctor. I don't like hospitals and I cannot stand blood. So I just decided then and there I'm going to be a lawyer. But also my parents growing up, they always said I like arguing a lot, so I'd make a good lawyer. So I sort of found myself there like that. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing too. That's my day job. And then by night, I'm a rockstar. Okay, so at first I wanted to be a big gospel star. Yeah? So growing up, I came from a very staunch Christian background. And my dad was a minister. So me and my sister, we used to go and sing a lot in crusades and Sunday services, and we would do it. And my sister was such a huge influence to my music because she's the one who would naturally guide me. And then when that was not happening while I was in school, I remember very clearly class 6, class 7, there was a teacher who would always insist that I lead the Friday. On Friday we had like a devotion. Yeah, we had like a devotion and he would really insist that I do it. And he'd always want to hear me sing. So my singing comes from way back when. I've always grown up singing. And funny enough, my mama told me when she was pregnant with me, she used to have dreams about being on a stage. She used to feel like she was just in not me, but she just used to feel like she was in a space where there's live performance and she's on a stage and whatever it was. But then again, she was pregnant with me. I want to believe that it was me she was thinking about. She can't seem to save her life. Yeah. How many hours do you have between being a musician and being a law practitioner? Not much, but when I'm not either a musician or an advocate, I love nature. I love trees. I'm very passionate about nature and specifically trees. Yes, but in between that, I'm just trying to survive. You know, we are grown up. I like to meet up with my friends, but I'm an extrovert as much as sometimes I can be an introvert. I like my space too. But yeah, I like to listen to live music as much as I like to perform live music. And I love adrenaline adventure. Yeah. Well, growing up, my family, they knew I liked to sing. I'm a second born of a family of 4. So now that I'm a second born, I'm really relevant. They focus on the firstborn and then the first son. So the firstborn is my sister, then me. Then there's the first son and then the last son. So I'm really relevant. But that's fine because I've always forged my way. I always like my things the way I like them, and that has worked for me. Most of the time they liked me singing, but then at some point when I was singing all through the night, they were like, "Shut up, we need to sleep." And many a times I used to argue with my sister and my brother because I would make so much noise because I didn't want to sing. But then again, coming of age, they really support me and they like what I do. They come for my shows and stuff like that, so I'm grateful for that. Light of the world, you step down into darkness, open my eyes, make me see. But you see, when we were younger, most of the words we were singing were made up. We didn't really know what we were singing, but it's the purpose that beats the... I represent Nairobi wholly and fully. I'm born and raised in Nairobi, even though I really would wish I had an Ushago life, because I really love the up-country life. But we had a glimpse or a feel of that a little bit, because when we were younger, we used to go to my dad's place or my mom's place. So I come from an intermarriage. My mom is Kamba, my dad is Luo, Ugandan, Luya, of course. So I used to like that. But generally, I'm born and bred in Nairobi. Most of my life has been in Nairobi. Tumehama. This is the thing. Me, I am Kamba. I have Kamba blood. And Kambas historically were middlemen. And they used to do so many travels. And we travel a lot. I've moved. I have like 5 primary schools I've been in. 1 high school I was at, but we've moved around Nairobi so very many times that I really believe that, that thing still follows us up to date. Yeah, like in primary, I was in Makini at first, then I went to St. George's, then I went to Nairobi Pentecostal Church, that is just over here on the road, then I went to White Cottage. From there I went to high school. I'm not going to mention my high school because but it was within the outskirts of Nairobi. And then campus, I went to Catholic University of Eastern Africa, and then Kenya School of Law, and now here I am. And also I went to Sauti Academy, which I went concurrently while I was at Sauti Academy. So that was just an extra thing I'll say.
Were you in campus?
While I was in campus. And I thank God I did it then because it was much more convenient then. See, in my journey, it was very easy for me to balance between being my school life and maybe live performances and artistic things, because when you're in school, no one really cares about whether or not you're in class. But if you're working, you have to be there. Your boss requires you to be there 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I feel like I had a balance for both, because as much as I am very book smart, I have to have a release. I have to have sort of like a release from the focused and very strenuous book life, So that's when my extracurricular activities kicked in. There were the festivals and the choir classes and all these things. But I mostly associated myself with music-related activities. Hardly sports. I did a few sports, but not that much. All I remember is like there were some crusades we used to go to, and me and my sister would sing. And then one of my also earlier memories was like every time, even sometimes we would walk towards the parade place where school was happening, the school parade was happening, And this particular teacher, I cannot even remember his name, unfortunately, but he always was like, please sing to me, I listen. And he really liked how I sang, and he would encourage me to keep singing. That's why every Friday morning, he'd make sure I'm singing. But like just that's one of my earliest memories between the crusade and me singing in primary school. I was very much involved in music and drama festival. I liked acting, though I don't know if I'm a very good actor, but I loved acting, and then I also loved music festivals because I was very good at music, even the theory, even if I was not taught. My ear was very sharp because I believe and time has proven that I'm very good at arranging music. So my ear is very good at what exactly it is I want to hear. Yeah. Mostly it was gospel song. My dad was so strict. We were not allowed to watch anything other than family TV. So unless it's a song you're listening from family TV, so mostly it was You Raise Me Up and all the gospel kind. That's what mostly I listened to. I came to learn about secular music way later in my life when I was in campus. And then I went to Saudi Academy, and my teacher was trying to teach us something about voice projection, and she used the example of Beyonce. Yeah, that was my first encounter with Beyonce. I was like, damn, like, hey, okay. Yeah, we were literally learning from a Beyonce live performance. Yeah, so I was like, I could borrow a few things. Then I started listening to other sorts of music. So I knew Jua Kali, I knew Nameless, I knew Issa. Kwanzaa, there was a song I used to love so much, and our house manager at the time would always tell me, stop singing that song, you need to stop singing that song and stuff. But I was very much aware of many Issa songs while he was alive, just before his passing. May his soul rest in peace. So we had school buses that would take us from school to home. And that's when I would hear all these other songs. And then when I got home, right between me getting home and my parents arriving, that's the time when you can try and watch a soap opera, listen to music. And when they come, rush to family TV very quick. We were in Siaya, and we had just gotten from a church service, and my sister was like, let's write a gospel song. You write one from Psalms, can't remember which Psalm, and I was writing from another chapter of the Psalms in the Bible. And that was my first time ever composing, and yeah, that was my earliest ever encounter of actually writing music. Yeah, but it was very Bible based. Yeah, I sang to my sister, to my family, to everyone around me. Every time there are people in the house, everyone gathers around, I am about to sing, I sing it. I remember my sister's songs more than I remember mine. My sister's was, shout for joy to the Lord all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness and praises. Come before Him with a joyful heart. Know that the Lord is God. I think that's directly from a Bible verse. I really can't remember mine. I feel like it's very innate. It's very God-given. It's not, I didn't stumble upon it. I was there. Like, if my mom had dreams about performing live while she was pregnant with me. And then I grew up in a family where we used to sing with my sister. It came very naturally to me. It came like a thing you ought to do. It came like an obligation to me. So it's not something I was just like, ooh, this I like to do. Unlike my professional side, yeah? Law is something I was like, ooh, this is something maybe I'd like to do. But music was very innate, it was very natural coming to me. But it's all about balance. Like, some years I had music really going on for me. When I was in campus, it was very easy for me to manipulate my music career, because then if there was a class I needed to attend and maybe I was doing something music related, I'd get notes, you know? But once you get into employment, your boss will require, which is something I really don't agree with and don't support. It's not Monday to Friday, your body will be active from 9 to 5. Sincerely. Just find a way. And COVID has sort of helped, because now there's working from home and people are doing all these things. But there are times maybe you're most active, you know, and there are times you're not as active. So why not just be realistic about this, you know? But it was very easy for me to manage this while I was studying, because maybe if it's signing a register, my friend would sign for me, yeah? And then I'd go about my gig. I used to have gigs on Saturday and Sunday, and Monday I have exams. I have Monday exams, Tuesday exam, Wednesday. So I think I'm very good at working under pressure. But it was very easy for me to manage it then, as opposed to when I was now trying to finish and get admitted to the bar. But now that I'm in 2022, yes. In 2022, I have more hope, because now I feel like I'm in the middle ground. Let's see how it goes. Yeah. Oh my God, you need support. You are not. No man is an island. No man is an island. First and foremost, my family. My family was very supportive, because first of all, not only do they attend my shows, but my mother in particular, when I was in the stage after high school until now, if I have a show and maybe I'm not able to get a proper dress or something, she would always step in. Like, she went the extra mile. She did the most. In the early times in your music career, you're definitely not making money, and you have to do all the shoots for content and stuff. And she would always chip in. Like, this was just like, oh my God, I don't have shoes, my nails are not made, my hair looks bad. And the minute my mom hears that, like, she just makes shit happen. Like, hey, yeah, she's like, what do you need? Like, she helped me. Like, I'm so grateful for that. So support from your family is especially very important, because they're the ones who are closest to you. And then I've gotten support from my friends, like the people I interacted with in my music journey from the onset. They're those who just knew and sort of see the future, and they've been there with me all throughout. The band I've always been playing with, the movements, they've always been there. And especially Mutoria, my music director. Like, I've gotten all the support from that. Also in my professional career, like, you can't be a successful lawyer by yourself. You honestly can't. I'm so grateful for my kind boss, who has been my teacher and just my mentor in my legal career. And honestly, I don't think I would have been an advocate if I had not met with him. My kind boss, Dan Stanomari, like, he's just been the guiding light in everything. Helps me put everything in perspective, provided so many avenues for me to learn and for me to grow. So support is important. My current colleagues, like, it all helps everything to grow, because the better I am at being a lawyer, because for me, I understand and I appreciate the fact that I have to work to live. Okay, I'm not the kind of artist who will just sit in the house maybe because my parents can afford it and just be an artist. Like, I have to work to live. So, like, he supported my work thing, and all the colleagues around me have. So I'm really grateful for that front of my life. Honestly, I've gotten all the support I've needed. I have not done this by myself. It's not by my might. It's not by my will. It's through the help of God and everyone He's put around me. Everyone has played a really, really huge role, and I'm so thankful. Guys, now alarm. Oh my gosh. Where do I start? My mom. Oh my God, my mother. I love you so much. And the rest of my family and my dogs. Yeah. And then my friends, Nema, Lexi, Najat. Oh my God, my friends who've helped me go through this Kibet. The people we studied with all through campus. And then now my legal fraternity, the guys who really shaped me to be the advocate I am, Mr. Dan Tanamari, and the whole of Musyoki Mogaka and Company advocates, everybody. I just want to say thank you for just helping me in shaping me in the field in which we are related. I am forever indebted. And also I'll give a pat to my back. Thank you to myself, and I have put effort too. So now, where I am currently in my life, I feel like everything happens for a purpose, yeah? Whether it's good or bad, there's always something leading directly to the greater good. As a child, I was very rebellious. I was the most stubborn child. My mom beat me so much. I was beaten up. I was thoroughly disciplined, which helped me. You know, it sort of focus orients you to a certain path. Yeah. So it wasn't natural, but even in my walk of life, I always feel like me singing or me performing is a very natural and God-given thing. So that really helps. And then also as a lawyer, I just discovered I'm pretty good. I'm not trying to I'm pretty good. So I feel like those two marry and then they just become me, you know? Yeah. So it's something you kind of grow into. Because at some point I really didn't want to be a lawyer, and at some point I really didn't want to be an artist. Yeah. That family, they're obsessed with lawyers. They have a daughter who's a lawyer, me. I am a lawyer, so I must be the most obsessed. My brother wanted to be a lawyer. My sister is dating a lawyer. My dad only watches legal-related docu-series, like, yeah. But I am the only one. Wow, do you really want to know how I came to learn about Staunch Academy? Staunch Academy has a lot to do with, like, I really appreciate Staunch Academy because it gave me all these avenues to know where to perform, and all these musicians, like, I give thanks for that. Staunch Academy really gave me or enlightened me about avenues I could perform and musicians I could collaborate. It really opened me, but it also made me a very sensitive writer. You know, you're writing not commercially based music, but you're writing more about your feelings. But it's a huge step in my journey. But before Staunch Academy, I did a musical at the Kenya Conservatoire of Music, and we were doing this thing called 17. So the whole musical and stuff. It was very interesting. So how I came to learn about Staunch Academy, there's this guy I liked. There's this guy I liked at the time. And then it's like everyone liked him. Everyone around my circle liked him. So there's a girl who texted me and she was like, hey, I know you sing. I've heard you sing before in church. I think you have a really nice voice. Would you help me prepare for an interview I have about Staunch Academy? So that's when I heard about Staunch Academy. I was like, Staunch Academy? I was like, ooh, I might have just heard that name before. And where I heard it is, I was in a choir called Shangwe Africa. And in that choir, there was a gentleman, or there was a guy called Joseph Mutoria. Now, the one guys know Mutoria. He was always like, oh guys, I'm in a school called Sochi Academy. You guys should come to our concerts and everything. So by the time I was doing this, I was helping this friend interview for Sochi Academy. I was not putting two and two together. Anyway, so I go to this girl's house and we are supposed to be practicing for Sochi Academy, but we end up talking about this guy the whole time. But where she was living was on Mombasa Road, and that's where my parents were building. So my mom was like, she dropped me and then she was like, I'll pick you up later. So anyway, the time for when the lady was meant to go for the interview, she was like, I can't be able to do the interview. Why don't you go and just do the interview yourself? So I called a friend of mine and we went and did the interview. And I got in. Yeah, but I knew it because we had an interest in a guy. And I sang very cautiously and very carefully, and I managed to get into the second round. I got into I was shortlisted the first round, then I got in the second round, and then I finally got in. So it was just about getting in touch with the emotions and singing from your emotions and stuff. When I get to a weak avenue. Nah. Okay, the thing is, it is a very sad song about a girl being left. So after Sochi Academy, I maintained the band I had because I had so many songs to write about all the boys that broke my heart. I was a very emotional and in touch artist. I wrote about every experience. So Mutoria was the constant, but over time the band that I had changed. And we'd always do practices, and because I'm very passionate about arranging music more than writing music, my expertise was when the band came together and I'd be like, I'd like to hear the guitar do this melody and the drum do this, all that. So we used to do practices even though we didn't have shows, but then naturally the shows just used to bring themselves all the way. I met Mutoria at Sochi Academy. Everyone else in the band, I met them through Mutoria. So Mutoria would come to practice. We used to practice at Masayos. It was somewhere in Odeon in town. All the way God knows 9 floors. No lifts whatsoever. And then Mutoria was the one who would understand my music best. And it's because before then, when I was in Sochi Academy, every other instrumentalist we were assigned to just did not get my music. And Mutoria got exactly what it is I was trying to say. So then he brought Nelfi and Eric, who are the guys from a band called The Movement, who are playing the sax and the guitar, the sax and the violin. So Nelfi just used to accompany Mutoria, and then he'd remove all the violin and do all this nice thing, and I'd be like, ooh, we're keeping that, and also the saxophone. Initially they were not supposed to be there. JP, the bassist, came in when Mutoria is the one who referred him. I think it was Robin, the guitarist. So all of these guys almost just sort of came together by virtue of me and Mutoria and our networks. And then we formed our first band. And I thank God I was blessed because at the time we played a gig really well, and the person who saw it was like, oh my God, if you ever want a place to practice, I'm offering you the place I have for free. So I was given a studio that had all these instruments and we could record live music. It was then known as Akbil Music. And so I told these guys, look, we have this opportunity, we better milk it. So how we ended up growing is because these guys, we used to meet with them every single week and even overnight. We'd meet from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. So between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m., that's a lot of grit, that's a lot of work that gets into it. So we were able to build very fast. So Hornsphere is a product of Eric, who's the saxophonist of The Movement. The Movement came to being when they realized they're both playing for me and Irush. So back then, it was a circle between me, Motoria, Irosh. Like, we were very close, and then because we had the same guys playing for us, the same guys, Motoria was like, let's form a band. And then that's how the movement came to be. And by virtue of the movement, Haunter came to be. And the movement, because I had that free rehearsal space, they had all the time to grow and put in work. So what most artists are failing to realize now is you have to put in work. Us guys are not slacking. If someone calls me at midnight and tell me, come with a band, the first band I would call is Movement. Because we've practiced nights through and days through, like gigs, like we know our shit back to back. You understand? Because of all the rehearsals and everything, we used to have overnight practices every Monday from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. So it's just that good. Me, I believe. Me, I am saying the movement formed because of me. I know because of me and I wrote, but mostly me. Because all these guys were playing for me, and then they were like, oh yeah, we play for Swiga so good, and Swiga is so good, so let's just make a band. Yeah, that's what I believe in my heart, which is the truth. Me, I thrive when I'm delivering my music live. I like live performances. I don't like recording music. I don't like recorded music. Okay, I like other people's recorded music. I don't like my particular recorded music. But also, I really am learning, but I struggle with recording music. But when it's live, it's very authentic because it's you and the crowd before you, and you're passing these emotions and you're conveying these feelings in real time. I think that's it for me. Live music is it for me. I am a performing artist. I'm very much a performing artist. That's how you get the magic. Me performing. It's an experience. If I do say so myself. If I do, yeah. I feel like there's just so much pressure when I'm doing a sound recording in studio, and then there's that kissing, and then the microphone is behind, and I'm like, this is gonna be on this forever. I do 100 takes. I do so many takes. And like live performing, like it just comes naturally to me, and just like, yes, like this is it. Best experiences when I performed at Alchemist. Sometimes this kid just came and started dancing, hey, and his father was like, I ain't never seen my kid dance before. 2016, 2017. Another best experience was me at Jay's. Jay's used to have this thing for Saturday Night Live and Thursday Night Live. Then also I had a really dope performance at the Tree House, which was in Westlands before it was demolished. Worst experiences. I once performed at Drum Jam. And then I was just sent so many screenshots about all those instrumentalists talking about me, and I was just like, they were talking about my outfit, and it's not my fault. It's not by my own doing. It's the body in which God has put me in. Okay? So all that was uncalled for. Another bad experience was I don't know, say the festival, but I was performing with a really big band, a band that is very commercial in nature, and because I was very nervous and we had not practiced enough, I was in over my head, so I became very pitchy and it didn't really go well. And then the same people who were discussing about my performances at Drum Jam, what Sim was also discussing about that. That was really, really bad. But I choose to focus on the good. The good is Treehouse, Jay's, Alchemist, Elephant while it was in Lavington. Then online there's Jamuri Jam Sessions. I think my video has the most views. The Stanbic Anthem. Yeah, so good or is bad. Every time I leave studio, I feel like I've not done enough. Every single time I leave studio, I feel like I've just not done enough. But life is different. But then there's also moments when I feel like I'm not really executing, or I'm just not in the place and time. Yeah, you just sort of like psych yourself up and tell yourself, you remind yourself why you're doing it, and the reason that you're there at that particular time and place, which helps you then recalibrate and then now focus on what's most important before you.
Yeah. So, is there any one specific occurrence that you pinpoint made you get intentional about your music? Like, when did you actually become intentional about your music?
I believe my music or my gift is very innate. Like, I can't escape it, even if I wanted to. And many a times, it's a wavy journey, because sometimes I feel like, oh my God, this really is my gift, and I feel there's something. And then there are times when I'm like, oh, I just may be going down the wrong road. So sometimes it's on and it's off, being intentional about your music. But I'm at the place in my life where I have decided that this is a gift I want to pursue, whether or not I want to listen to the voices in my head, whether or not I feel ready or not. Because then again, there is no perfect opportunity when you can be able to say, this is the best time for me to execute my music, this is the best time for me to do this. You just have to get up and do it. So I'm done. I'm really done with the perfection and everything. So I'm intentional now about my music. That I'm not the best singer, and I'm not the best songwriter, and I'm not the best performer. But that's arguable. I might be the best performer. But then again, like, I'm not gonna focus on that. I'm just gonna focus on sharing my art. And that's how I choose to be intentional about it. Yes, I've struggled with people and their advices and their remarks and all of that, including people you're playing with, and including people whom you're doing this thing with, and you depend on them. What I would say is just listen to the voice that's in your head, because the minute you give power to the voices that are around you, that's where you lose yourself. Because so many times people will say, oh, you know what, on this song you were so flat. Who cares? For me, art is really about expressing myself, and expressing myself in the rawest form I can with whatever I'm going through. So if I'm really going through a heartbreak, you'd realize that maybe I'm singing a lot of heartbreak songs, and I'm really, really like expressing them. Yeah? My writing is very personal. It's always something I've gone through. That's why at some point, most of my songs are about heartbreak. I really went through it. I went through so much character development, but at the same time, I'm not ungrateful for it, because it made me a better writer. I really thrive in writing like heartbreak songs and the like. So most of my writing is inspired by actual things that are happening to me. My ideas get me anytime, anywhere. I would decide them writing a song and no inspiration comes. But I'd be sitting somewhere and then the song just comes. I once left an exam room. I'm not even lying, true story. I left an exam room because there's a melody I had, and I had to write that melody. And that Just that. I didn't have no words. I didn't have nothing. I just had the breaks and the melodic variations and everything.
So this happened to you.
I left that exam room. I got a D. I left that exam room. I got a D. But it was not one of the most core subjects to learn. But I needed to write that down, so I had to leave and pay attention to that. So my dad bought me my first guitar after I really failed my second term Form 1 exam. And I was like, there's no music in the syllabus. And I was like, okay, fine, I get it, there's no music in the syllabus, but if you perform well for the things that are in the syllabus, and I get your guitar. And I was like, really? It's like, yeah. So I got my first guitar then. But then I've always been very inclined to a piano, and that's what I'm learning. Inakwanga tu hapo kwa room yangu baby. Like, this is my gift from my daddy. That's what that is. I don't think I've had the easiest musical journey. I mean, there's some people who all they have to do is wake up and be a musician. I have to feed myself. I have to feed my family. I have to work to live. The only privilege is that God puts me in a position where I have people who are ready and willing to help me. That's the privilege as far as I'm concerned. I think my passion, because I'm usually not the first choice to everyone, maybe. Or it's just my love that makes me do it. Maybe the people who are choosing people just don't like how you look, or just don't like how tall you are, or how curvy you are, or it could be anything. It could be someone's personal preference, you see. So these challenges are very much present, and then also the fact that I have to double up with my career. Like, so this is a passion and this is a career, so there's those two, and I have to give each attention that they deserve. Then there's also the fact that you may not be that great. Yeah, I feel like I used to be a better singer while I was younger. I used to be a better singer while I was younger, all the way through before. In between Sauti Academy, because I used to just sing and I really just express myself in the rawest form, and that's the most beautiful form. But then you meet people who are like, oh, you have to and all these rules that don't make sense. And at the end of the day, you're trying to convey an emotion. A song is an emotion. You can't really dictate how that is going to look.